Sid Meier's Railroads tips. If you supply a town with raw materials, such as um, trees, oil, coal, etc., and that town has a factory and you buy the factory, you can earn a lot of money because as you're delivering raw materials to that town, the factory is making a profit and the profit goes to you. You can make a lot of money by buying the factories, but you have to be supplying it with raw materials. When you build a depot, add routes as soon as possible. It's easy to get confused and to forget if a depot is delivering goods or not. So don't go and build lots of depots. Build one at a time and then add all your routes to that depot, then build another depot and build one at a time. You can save money on track laying by building smaller segments. This avoids bridges and tunnels. The problem with doing that is that you'll have to go downhill and uphill, and then your trains will go more slowly. If your game crashes often, save after every time you build something or add a route. If your game crashes often, save after every time you build something or add a route. My game was crashing often. Every time I paid for something, I would go and save the game, and then when it crashed, I really didn't lose anything. Trains will find the shortest path to the destination. If you build a nice rail system, trains will move without congestion. Usually you're going to make 3 lines that run parallel, one with the local route that stops at all the depots. Another one will be kind of an express route, allows everybody to drive past without stopping. If a train travels a long distance, you might want to consider a second identical train traveling on the same route because of the speed of goods being produced. So if you're traveling a long distance, the factories are still producing. Run a second train identical, and then you will continue to deliver all the goods that are being produced by the factories. You can build shortcuts by connecting 2 rail lines. Trains will take the shortest route to their destination. So if you see that a train has to go from one place to another and you can make a shortcut by building another rail line, you can do that and the train will get there faster. You'll make more money and it will pay for the rail line you laid down. Factories can produce a lot of income. Try to deliver resources to the nearest city that will accept them using the fastest track layout. Running a parallel track can improve traffic congestion and improve profit because goods will be delivered faster. There is maximum storage for production facilities such as farms. A farm might only produce 8 units of food. Load and deliver resources as quickly as possible with multiple trains and you'll make money faster. Newer train engines are faster than older trains. Don't forget to upgrade your older trains to newer engines. The amount of cargo will impact the speed of the train, along with the slope of the terrain and how straight the track is. So, if you have a lot of cargo, the train goes slower. If you have to go up a steep slope, the train goes slower. If the track is curved, the train goes slower. The game has events that are published in a newspaper format that can affect supply and demand. The game has events such as oil boom that are published in a newspaper format that can affect supply and demand. So if you see a newspaper article and it says oil production has increased, that means that you're going to be able to sell more oil. When connecting a second track, it is better to build a connection from the second track and merge it into the first track as opposed to splitting the first track into the second track. You'll figure this out. Like when you're building a parallel track, if you try to split the first track, you'll have a hard time connecting it to the new parallel track. And I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying it'll have a strange curved path. But if you take the parallel track and start from there and then merge it into the original track, you'll usually get a straighter line or a better curve. Okay, so those are my Sid Meier's Railroads tips. It's a great game. I loved playing. I had hours of enjoying it. It's a great game. I loved playing it. I had hours of enjoyment playing it. However, it is a very simple game. It's easy to master. It's kind of an intermediate game, like an advanced player. You're only going to play it for so long, let's say a week or two, and you're going to enjoy coming back to it a year later and revisiting it. Um, but it's more for intermediate players. It's not like Civilization 6 where you could play months playing one game. It should only take you a day to complete one game of Sid Meier's Railroads. Okay, go to cheapbooks.cc for more tips and guides about Sid Meier's Railroads and other games, or go to cheapbooks.com and look at the forum link. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.